The dawn unfurled its golden tendrils over the undulating hills, casting a celestial glow across the sprawling farmland where Ly Tieu Ca stirred with the first blush of morning, her silhouette a graceful silhouette against the awakening earth. With a woven basket swaying gently over her shoulder, she ventured into the verdant sanctuary of her garden, her nimble fingers tracing the lush vines of lyphucbinh. The air thrummed with their intoxicating earthy perfume, the gourds gleaming like polished jade beneath the tender caress of the rising sun, a testament to the land's enduring generosity. "These are so tender, aren't they?" she mused aloud, her voice a soft melody as she plucked a small youthful fruit, its skin as smooth as a whisper. Her gaze sharpened as she uncovered a colossal gourd nestled deep within the foliage, its presence a marvel. "Oh, what a splendid beauty!" she exclaimed, cradling it with the reverence of a sacred relic. Another titan loomed nearby, its girth a testament to nature's abundance, and yet another peeked shyly from the canopy's embrace. "Up here another giant," she chuckled, her laughter a ripple of joy, though a faint frown shadowed her brow. "But this one feels overripe, perhaps too aged to savor?" Undeterred, she sought out a charming little gourd, its curves delightfully endearing. "Han will adore this," she whispered, her heart swelling with visions of her child's delight. A final prize beckoned from the garden's edge, and with a triumphant grin, she filled her basket to the brim, the rustle of leaves harmonizing with the morning's tranquil symphony, each fruit a story of resilience etched in green. With the harvest cradled in her arms, Ly Tieu Ca hoisted her load, the weight a badge of her unyielding spirit. She descended the winding, earthy path toward the vibrant pulse of the city market, her steps resolute despite the burden pressing against her frame. The marketplace erupted into a kaleidoscope of life, vendors' spirited calls weaving a vibrant tapestry as she staked her claim among the stalls. A sudden realization struck her like a cold wind. "Oh no," she sighed, her brow furrowing. "I've forgotten the straw mat to shield my treasures." With a humble plea, she turned to a nearby trader, her voice a gentle yet steadfast chime. "Excuse me, may I set up here for a moment?" Permission granted, a customer approached, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. "Selling gourds? Are they fresh, dear?" Ly Tieu Ca's face lit up with pride. "Yes, ma'am, plucked this very morning. 1 kilo for 5,000 dong." With practiced ease, she weighed the goods, her hands moving with the grace of a seasoned artisan, and handed over the bag. "Thank you," she beamed, the clink of coins a sweet reward in her palm. The day unfurled like a blossoming lotus, each transaction a thread in the market's rich fabric. An elderly woman shuffled forward, her frail frame trembling under the weight of years, her voice a fragile whisper. "Some gourds for me, child, the tender ones, please. My strength wanes with age." Ly Tieu Ca's smile radiated warmth, a beacon in the bustling chaos. "Of course, let me select 3, about a kilo for 5,000 dong. And here, 2 more as a gift to brighten your day." The old woman's eyes glistened with unshed tears. "You haven't even sold to me yet, and you offer so much? Thank you, my dear." Another buyer, a stout man with a hearty laugh, haggled playfully. "A kilo for me too, lass." Ly Tieu Ca packaged it with swift precision.
5,000 đồng. Thăng diêu.
Then a gruff voice cut through the din. "Gourds for a soup? By all you have, girl." She chuckled, a melodic sound. "The big ones are a bit mature, sir. No matter, I'll take the lot." "Here's 20,000 dong," he declared, pressing the money into her hand. The deal sealed, she tucked the earnings away, her spirit soaring on the wings of the day's triumphs. With her stall emptied, Ly Tieu Ca gathered her belongings, her heart buoyant as she traced the homeward path. Along the way, a quaint toy shop glimmered like a beacon, its windows aglow with the promise of joy. "A ball for Han, perhaps?" she pondered, stepping inside with a hopeful step. "Can I have a ball?" she asked the shopkeeper, a kindly figure with a weathered smile, who nodded eagerly. "Anything else? This one winds up, watch it hops," he demonstrated, winding the toy with a flourish. "Oh, with a key? How delightful, how much?" she inquired, her curiosity piqued. 30,000 dong, he replied with a grin. She handed over the cash, her fingers brushing the notes with gratitude. "Thank you, I'll head home now." The toy nestled securely in her bag. She continued her journey, the day's toils sweetened by the anticipation of her child's gleeful laughter echoing through their humble abode. The afternoon sun blazed with unrelenting fury, its rays scorching the dusty road where Ly Tieu Ca trudged, her mind adrift with thoughts of Han, when a sleek obsidian car purred into view like a predator on the hunt. Xiao Hung, a figure cloaked in quiet authority, slowed beside her, his chiseled features unreadable beneath a mask of calm. "Get in," he commanded, his voice a low rumble that brooked no refusal. She paused, a flicker of hesitation dancing in her eyes, then climbed aboard, the vehicle's leather seats a stark contrast to her worn attire. The car whisked them toward a half-built house nestled in the rugged hills, its skeletal frame a silent promise against the brooding sky. "The roof's nearly done," Hung remarked as they arrived, his tone laced with a strange pride, the structure's bones a testament to his influence. "It's cooling inside, impressive work," Ly Tieu Ca noted, stepping out as dark, ominous clouds gathered like a gathering storm. "Feels like rain," she added, a shiver of unease threading through her words. Hung's gaze swept the horizon. "Might pour soon. The materials for the interior will take a few days. Transport's a challenge up here with the erratic weather." She sighed, a soft exhalation of resignation. "Then we wait. Shall we tidy around in the meantime?" He gestured toward a patch of earth, where workers toiled under the sun's glare. "They're leveling the ground there. I'll finish it, rest a bit," he instructed, his voice a blend of command and care. Hung seized a sturdy shovel, the soil yielding beneath his powerful strokes as he sculpted the foundation with meticulous precision, sweat beading on his brow like diamonds under the harsh light. "Once the weather steadies, we'll pour cement tomorrow," he declared, wiping his forehead with a calloused hand. "Your place with Han's been dusty. Cement will clean it up, make it safer." Ly Tieu Ca watched from the sidelines, her pregnancy a silent burden weighing on her frame, her hands itching to assist. "I'll sweep a little," she offered, bending awkwardly to grasp a broom. "No rest, you're carrying a life," Hung insisted, his tone firm yet tinged with concern, gently guiding her to a shaded nook. Suddenly raindrops splattered the parched ground, a surreal dance with the lingering sunlight, the air thick with paradox. Odd, sun and rain together, she mused, her voice a whisper of wonder. Stay put, you'll catch cold, he warned, his eyes narrowing as he fetched a bottle of water from the car. The downpour intensified, a torrential cascade that drove them inside the unfinished shelter, thunder rumbling like a beast awakened. This weather's maddening, she laughed nervously, the sound brittle against the storm's roar. Hung, drenched to the skin, shrugged with a wry smile. Just sweat, don't worry. Drink this. She pushed the cup back with a stubborn shake of her head. You first. He relented with a chuckle, and she fanned him with a makeshift palm leaf. No need, I'm soaked anyway. Look, sun's still out there, might see a rainbow, he pointed out, his voice softening. Their conversation turned to the personal, a fragile bridge over the tension. He's at school today, she said of Han, her voice warm with maternal pride. When's his summer break? Hung asked, his interest seemingly casual yet probing. Tomorrow, his teacher said. Maybe you two should stay at my place while we build. Less strain for you, he suggested, his offer hanging like a veiled invitation. She shook her head, her resolve firm. I can stay with my grandma, it's no trouble. The rain eased to a gentle drizzle, and Hung resumed his labor, unearthing a large stone with a grunt. Take a break, it's scorching, she pleaded, stepping forward to dab his forehead with a cloth. I'm used to it, he grinned, though he paused, his breath heavy. This house feels cool, she observed, her gaze drifting to the structure's potential. Where should we route water? He pondered, his mind calculating. Let's pour cement first, then decide. Plant a tree out front with flowers, it'd be stunning. She nodded, her vision blossoming with hope. As they worked, a pile of debris grew like a small mountain. Where to put this? She asked, her hands brushing the dirt. Sweep it aside for a garden later, Hung suggested, hauling it away with powerful sweeps. Burn it, makes good fertilizer, he added, striking a match, the flames licking the dry twigs with a hungry glow. The smoke curled upward, fragrant with the earth's essence. Nearly time to fetch Han, he noted, glancing at the sinking sun. Let's go together. She smiled, a flicker of trust in her eyes. Please drive us. At the school they collected Han, his small face a beacon of innocence as he bounded into her arms. Sit here, Hung instructed as they settled at a cozy cafe. The air scented with matcha. 3 matcha, please, he ordered, his voice steady. The drinks arrived, and Han sipped eagerly, his eyes wide with delight. Tasty? Ly Tieu Ca asked, her voice a lullaby. He nodded, giggling, and she fed him a snack. Slowly, darling, she cautioned as he drank. Hung watched, his silence a heavy cloak. The house will soon be ready. The cafe's warm glow faded into the cool embrace of evening as Ly Tieu Ca and Han prepared to depart, the air thick with an unspoken tension that crackled like static. Hung's gaze lingered on her, a tempest brewing behind his composed facade, his eyes tracing her every move with an intensity that sent a chill down her spine. I'll pay, he said, settling the bill with a practiced ease as the sky darkened into a velvet shroud. It's late, let me take you and Han to eat, he offered, his voice a velvet glove over steel. She hesitated, her instincts warring with gratitude. I think we'll head to Grandma's, it's been a long day and you've done so much already, she replied, her tone laced with a cautious edge. His jaw tightened, a muscle twitching as he masked his frustration. The house nears completion. Stay at mine tomorrow for the cement work. It's practical, less strain for you, he pressed, his words a subtle command. She shook her head firmly, her resolve a fortress. We must work, Hung. Our lives depend on it. We can't rely on your charity forever. His eyes softened for a fleeting moment, but a flicker of determination lingered, a hint of something darker beneath his altruism. "Then let me drive you, my schedule's clear and I insist," he conceded, his voice a smooth veneer. In the car, Han chattered like a joyful bird, oblivious to the undercurrents swirling around him. "Love you," he squealed, throwing his small arms around Ly Tieu Ca in a hug that melted her heart. She smiled, feeding him a snack with tender care. "Slowly, darling," she cautioned as he sipped his drink, her voice a soothing balm. Hung watched from the driver's seat, his silence a heavy shroud, his fingers tightening on the steering wheel as if grappling with an unseen force. At Grandma's humble abode she stepped out, Han clinging to her hand like a lifeline. "Thank you, Hung," she said, her voice a blend of gratitude and wariness, her eyes searching his for truth. He nodded, a curt gesture, and drove off into the night, his mind a whirl of strategy and shadowed intent. Later, beneath the Na tree's ancient boughs, its first fruits glowing like tiny lanterns in the dusk, Ly Tieu Ca sat with Han, her thoughts a turbulent sea. "Seo Hung helps us so much, but why?" she wondered aloud, her voice a whisper carried on the evening breeze. Flashbacks flickered like embers in her mind. His timely rescues from muddy roads, the house project rising from the earth, his persistent invitations to stay close. A chilling realization dawned, cold as a winter's breath. Was this selfless aid or a calculated snare? Perhaps he saw her resilience as a tool, her unborn child a leverage to bind her, or her land a prize to claim for his empire. Her heart raced as she recalled his intense stares, the way he hovered near the construction site, his every move a thread in a web she hadn't yet escaped. "Mommy, is Uncle Hung nice?" Han asked, his innocent query piercing her reverie. She forced a smile. "Yes, darling, but we must be careful." The next morning Hung returned with the dawn, his smile a polished mask as he unloaded sacks of cement from his car, the dust swirling like ghosts around his feet. "Ready for the pour?" he asked, his tone deceptively light, though his eyes gleamed with purpose. Ly Tieu Ca nodded, her wariness a silent companion, yet gratitude anchoring her response. As they worked, a burly worker nearby overheard Hung mutter to himself, his voice low and conspiratorial. "She's perfect for my plans, strong, loyal, and tied to this land." Ly Tieu Ca froze, the words a dagger to her heart. Her suspicions crystallized into certainty. Hung's help was no mere kindness, it was a web, entangling her family for his gain. Be it business expansion, personal control, or a darker ambition she couldn't yet fathom. She straightened, her resolve hardening like the cement they poured. With Han clutching her hand, she confronted him, her voice steady as a river's flow. "Hung, your aid's a blessing, but I sense an agenda. What do you want from us?" He faltered, caught off guard, his composure cracking like dry earth. "Just to see you thrive," he stammered, but his eyes betrayed a deeper scheme, a flicker of greed or possession she couldn't ignore. She stepped back, her chin lifted. "We'll manage alone, thank you, but no more." As he drove away, the horizon glowed with a fragile, defiant hope.
A sparse health director who had lost her husband several months before, I invited Phyllis to have lunch with me the next day, and we quickly established some common ground. We were about 10 years apart in age, but she had also been with her husband for about 50 years. She talked of how they met and what their life had been like. And I could tell by her stories and the warmth of her tone of voice that she, too, had a happy marriage. Then it was my turn, and all I could do was cry as I told the story of my own husband's battle with cancer and chronic pain. As unquote, I'm used to asking people what they have learned from their experiences, so it was natural for me to ask her for advice on what happened her deal with the crushing grief. Obviously, she has been doing something right to be so full of vitality and joy after such a short time.